Good morning, traders. It's Bear Wilkie with StartupTrading.com. It is 9 a.m. Eastern Time on the last day of the month, July 31st. Can't believe it's over already. So looking back at yesterday, right, until into the bell, and this is showing after the bell on my charts here with Meta and Microsoft reporting after the bell. But we had, FOMC yesterday. We got that come up to 570 right before it, went back down and hit 565, and just kind of were slowly working our way back up. And right around the closing bell, right, I think we were right around 567 and a half or something, and just shot up $5. Uh, Up to 573, and then looking at the SPY, right, went down to basically 531 half, and then shot up to 538 on those earnings. And the cash market, right, closes right at 4. So we're above 6,400 right now, I believe. We'll get into that in a second, so we'll see that. But if we look at and see what that did to structure, right, there was some single prints, meaning that bears are trapped below these levels. We'll see, if they get an opportunity to get their money back today or not. Right now, it's for the Russell and the Dow, they're not too far off, but for the ES, it's nowhere close. We're just sitting right on top of those single prints for the Dow. We're under them for the Russell, right? So who wants small caps now? I don't know what it is now, but it used to be that Apple was worth more than the 2,000 companies in the Russell altogether. So really, I just watch this for money flow. I have zero interest in trading any of those stocks or this index for the most part. I think maybe once or twice a year I might hit a trade in it, but other than other than that, it's just dead to me. I just use it as a gauge. So as we look at where we're at, right, we're above yesterday's high for the ES and the Nasdaq. That's just from Meta and Microsoft. And then as we look at the other indexes, right, not faring so well at all. If we look at positioning, I'm just going to get into, we're sitting on top of 575 right now on the Qs, and we're sitting on top of 640, right? I said a couple days ago I wasn't interested in trading above the call wall, but for it's still kind of loose for the Qs and the Nasdaq. But for the cash market and the SPY, you've got it's above now. 643 for the week and the day is your lid. That would be around 28 points higher than we're currently trading in the ES right now. So you're looking at right around 82. Let's just call it 80. 6480 is where that lid would be. So, take caution around that area. Maybe sit on hand, see what's up. Or if you get a long into that area, just be done for the day. We are just day traders after all. Uh, and then later on, after tomorrow, we could, make a run towards 650 potentially. Uh, we'll have to see, but that's where we are now for long-term resistance on the S&P 500, and that's right around this 6,500, 6,505. That's where resistance is in the cash market, and the Qs, right? There is positioning building up at these higher strikes right now, so I'm not is you know um, unwilling to trade to the long side now as I was 2 days ago. Um, so as we look at where support would come in, right? What should have been resistance can turn into support. So 570, which would be about 200 points down, that would be kind of like your refund trade. At this point, that would be still only be right around 600. That wouldn't even get to yesterday's value area high. You'd have to go in another 250. You would have to hit this uh, 567 half really to get to the gap fill. That we'll just have to see what the opening market on open looks like this morning. But I'm sure right now, Jack will point out that we're holding, a high to high sequence at this point in time on these two indexes. And to be honest with you, this is where the money is today. Keep in mind the title of my video is after the bell tonight. We've got Amazon. Uh, they may report before 15. They may report after the bell. You should just be flat into the bell, thinking that they might report. I'm not. I don't really remember when they report. Apple won't report until about 4:30, 4:35. Uh, you know. So you really should be not involved in that. And then tomorrow morning we have non-farm payroll. So all that is on deck, and obviously today is the end of the month. Uh, so I don't think with these catalysts that we're going to have you know, huge moves before the close, right? We could still get that, last hour, flush or ramp either way, depending on how the day goes. But, that's just not worth playing for, in my opinion. And then today could be a little two-sided as we consolidate, digest up in this zone that we're in right now. Uh, I'd be interested to see. To be honest with you, right around this value area high, if we get 200 points down, I'd like to see that. I don't know if we, you always have to assume that it's potential to get a fill, a value area. The refund trade would be, to be honest with you, hitting yesterday's low, right? For the bell. So you're looking at, you're 400 points down. That would be $10 on the Qs. So you're looking at hitting 565. I don't really think so. I would start buying if we hit between 572 and 570. I would start buying in that 80-point range for the Nasdaq. That might be a little bit wide for some of you, but adjust your size to your risk. But this would be the zone that uh, for today I would try to load up and to see if what happens. I wouldn't try to trade down into it though. I don't really like this. I would just uh, be looking at shallow pullbacks. And to be honest with you, I want to see if we can hold 575, which we should get a breach of that, and maybe just 100 points below there. We're up 315 points. I would say if you get a 100-point pullback, that's probably where you could start buying initially on a first test, and then do a 40 to 60 point scalp back higher. I think that there's a lot of bears trapped below us, and every pullback should be buyable, and then the pullbacks might be getting lower, right? You might get a 100-point pullback with a 60-point rally, and then some time might pass, that might breach, and then you might get a rinse and repeat, but they could be lower buys and scalps to higher. But I'd still rather do that than try to short this at this point in time. Uh, I hope this helps. You guys have a great day. We'll see what Jack's looking at, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. We'll have a lot of major stuff out before I talk to you.